Now this is why price seems to never respect the levels you draw out on the chart. Alright, you may be new to trading, you might just be using a broker feed on TradingView or under Forex.com. As you can see, I have Forex.com because in my own opinion, it's one of the most accurate feeds out there that is closest to the futures price action. But still, you might have all that and be wondering why. Why is it that you draw out your levels and it doesn't respect it? Now, let me give you an example. Let me quickly delete this. Okay, I promise to make this a very, very fast video. Look at these levels here. Alright, look at the way they are drawn out. Alright, I won't even get into the difference between the weeks, but let's just start here. Alright, you can see the way they are drawn out now. Let's go to the futures price action, or the futures pair, rather, not futures price action. Either one works. So, can you see the difference? I hope you can see the difference. Look at the difference between this and the way this particular one looks. It's close because I'm using Forex.com obviously, but there's still difference between the two. Okay, now let's look at where this week's low was. The low of that week is 1.14060. Okay, let's check the futures price action, or the futures pair rather. 1.14345. So you can see it's completely different. You understand? And for someone who uses the wicks of candles and the bodies of candles, you want it to be very accurate. Most times the body of the candle agrees. Let me not even say most times. I believe the body of the candle usually agrees. Let's see, the open on this candle is 14455. Let's have a look here. I'm yawning, I'm sorry. I am so tired. You see, it doesn't even agree. That's the funny part, it doesn't agree. So you can see this could be the reason, or this is the reason why your levels don't hold up. You understand? Because for someone who really relies on, let's go back to the futures price action so I can show you. For someone who, like me, who relies on weeks and the body to draw my levels, for instance, let's say I want to draw this other block here. I'm either drawing out the opening price of the other block or the high. You understand? And for someone who relies on those, or even the volume imbalance, for instance, the volume imbalance is here. Okay, I'm drawing the body. For someone who relies on those, drawing incorrect levels simply because of the brokerage feed is a huge problem. You understand? So what is the solution to that? Alright, what's the solution to that? Now the only solution is using futures pairs. Okay, now if you trade EU and GU like I do, okay, EU and GU are my pet pairs. Alright, these are my favorite pairs to trade. Okay, now these are the pairs you would like to look at. You have to look at DX1. This is Euro USD. 6E1 is Euro USD. 6B1 is GBP USD. RP1 is Euro Pound. Okay, I use that for intermarket analysis. Alright, how do you get them? How do you add them to your chart? Simply, you just do the search 6E1. You can clearly see. Obviously, pick that, and you do the search for all of them. If you trade gold, if you trade Bitcoin, BTC1. If you trade gold, GC1. Alright, all of that. So that's basically it. What it helps you to do is to have your levels drawn out accurately. Alright, but do notice delete data unless you pay for the version that allows you to have live data. Okay, on TradingView there's a package for that. If you pay for that package, you have live data. But I would say it's nice to have. Okay, it's nice to have it, but you can still do without it to an extent, right? For instance, these are higher time frame levels, but it's overall very, very good to have it. If you can afford the live data feed, just pay for it. It's just it's not a lot, and the benefit is high. All right, so that's the reason why I personally I prefer to use the futures price action or the futures pair to draw my levels, because you can clearly see the levels don't agree at all. Okay, and you would definitely be drawing out wrong levels if you are depending on that. Okay, now a question you might have is, okay, how do I then work the difference between the CFD pair and the futures pair when I want to take an entry? Very simple. When you want to take entries, okay, your focus should shift from the futures pair now. Okay, focus only on what you see on the CFD pair, because there's really nothing you can really do about that. Focus on the CFD pair when it comes to entries. Alright, so that's all I wanted to let you know. If you want to know more, okay, click the link in the description below and you can join my course. I have a lot to share. Okay, this is a series I'm going to be doing, but if you want to have access to my time, you want to have access to everything, the wealth of knowledge I'm going to be sharing on this YouTube channel, okay, just click the link in the description below. Alright, if you want to trade with me live, alright, I have a VIP signal group. I post results every single week. I will be doing that again today because this week has been phenomenal. Alright, you can join the VIP in the description below as well. Alright, so guys, peace and love. Just check the description box below for all my information and basically how you can reach me and other resources as well. Peace and love, guys.